Welcome to another edition of NCCC Student Talk. Here's your host for this segment, Nick Huber.
Welcome to another edition of NCCC Student Talk. Here's your host, Nick Huber. Today we are talking with Tom Falcone of legendary Buffalo emo core band. Cute is what we aim for.
Hello.
What's going on, Tom?
What up, dog?
I've known Tom for a number of years, and he used to play with me before he decided to become famous. He cut loose the dead weight, and he moved on. But it's no hard feelings. Tom is a great kid, and I'm glad to have him here today. And we're going to do some interviewing. We're going to talk about bands. We're going to talk about the road, about recording. Nothing too in-depth, but we're going to get the dirt on the lifestyle. So how long exactly has the band been around?
It's going on like 2 years now.
Like 2 years now?
Yeah. It's been a rough 2 years.
It's been a rough 2 years. Because you guys got your start mostly with like a groundswell of support through MySpace and the internet, right?
Absolutely.
That was a big deal for you guys.
Honestly, I think if there was no MySpace, we probably wouldn't even be doing this interview.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see that, because for a while now, for a couple of years, for me myself, I've been in a number of conversations with people where they said, I'm waiting for the day when the internet actually breaks a band, and here it is that a band has actually been broken by the internet and people don't even know it,
Yeah, it's real weird. It is real weird how it just happened. The internet just kind of came out of nowhere.
And tell me what happened with a girl who runs the Hawthorne Heights site.
That happened a long time ago. I'm done.
No, but it was her seeing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She randomly just saw it one day. It was the day we posted it. That day, like.
She saw your site while she was, because you guys were like a fan on there or something, and.
I think it was because we added Hawthorne Heights on the MySpace. Like, we just added a bunch of people.
And so when you add somebody, you go and check out their profile, and you say, oh, they're a band. What do they sound like? And like, oh, this isn't bad.
That's exactly what happened. Like, God bless that girl for doing that.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, man. That's pretty sick. That's great. No, that's fantastic. It's kind of mind-boggling, because I've been in a lot of conversations in my time where I'm talking with people and trying to figure things out, and I'm just like, when is the first really big band from MySpace gonna break? And it happened. It was you guys. So
there's more bands that came from MySpace, but
yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I don't even know, and I bet you there's so many people who have no idea that MySpace was even a factor in their success whatsoever. But
it was so, like, MySpace was just straight for people. Like, that, it was just so weird how.
Yeah.
MySpace did that for a band, and it was just made for people, like, by themselves.
Yeah, no, it's mind-boggling, but, that's the direction the industry's going to have to take. That's great. So, you guys kind of blow up a little bit. You get a little label recognition, and what happened with that? Who came to you and said, hey, what are you guys doing?
The lovely John Janik. He is the head at Fuel by Ramen, and now he's a big dude at Atlantic, and we were on tour randomly, like our first tour ever. We get a phone call by this dude, and Sean was like, oh, okay, dude, straight up hangs up on this guy, and then 2 minutes later he's like, no, I'm...
So the guy from the head of the record label calls and talk to Sean and says, I'm so-and-so, I want to sign you, and he says no and hangs up. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you heard that story when somebody does like a behind the music or behind the something, and they're just like, dude calls me like, yeah, sure, buddy, click. Every time.
But that's what really happens. It's like, the music is sort of like what you do see on TV.
Yeah.
So like, but that's only
that's just funny how commonplace that is that actually happened. Yeah. That's really hysterical.
I was sitting on the floor in our van. He's like, some dude from Fuel by Ramen. I was like, what?
You better call him back.
And the phone rings again, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And
that's the thing too. The phone always rings again, and they pick it up and go, "You sure?" Oh man. So the label heads must know that they're gonna get hung up on when somebody first calls them.
It has to be. It has to be.
That's funny. So then, how long between the time you talked to him and the time you went into the studio to record the first record?
It was a while. It must have been like maybe 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Because you guys were out on that tour. That first one was self-supported, right? That was all out of your own pocket.
That was called the Your Town Is Our Town. That was just like a friend. Somehow that tour got booked through like friends.
Yeah, and the way that we used to do it. Back in the day.
And it just happened. Like on that, we got a call, and then
And they said, we want you. So you go into the studio and you record with, the gentleman's name is escaping me.
Matt Squire.
Matt Squire, that's right. He did the Panic at the Disco record, the first one.
What else did you do? You know North Star? No North Star?
North Star? I do not know North Star.
That was one of the band. And he just recently did this band called All Time Low.
I am familiar with that for some reason. Did they do backing vocals on one of your songs or something?
Yeah.
Ah!
They did.
Helps to read the liner notes before the interview. That's great, though. That's, that guy, he did a great job with the record. The record sounds very good. Sounds very good. And so you guys you were touring on that record for a little over a year, probably?
Yeah.
And
a year and a half.
And I should probably mention the name of the record. It's what how do you say it? Because I always screw it up. I say the same old Blood Rush with a new touch.
It's actually, it was 2 words away from having the world record of having the longest name.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because I thought it was kind of a long name. I didn't think it was necessarily unnecessary.
2 more words, it would have beat the record.
Would have beat the record.
Yeah.
So it would have owned the record.
Pretty much. It would have had its.
You could have done 3 and then some, and then just had it locked down. That's great though. Who keeps track of that kind of thing? Guinness?
Probably.
Probably.
The random ass dude that has that job.
That's funny though. That's funny. So you guys toured on that record for a little over a while. You did a couple videos for it too.
I don't know if we'd call them videos.
No. The Curse of Curves video is a good video. It really is. I like that video, especially because this is gonna sound mean. Sean kind of gets it in the end, and to me, I just smirk a little to myself whenever I see that.
That was so fun, considering we were barely in it. It was still fun. Like, everyone that was a part of it was just sweet and awesome. Like, all the extras were like...
Yeah. It seemed like a good time. The production value on it was really good, too. It looked like it was... Was that California?
It was California.
Was the first one, too? The
first one was in Florida.
Was in Florida? It looked too sunny to be in California.
That day, it was sunny for about 10 minutes on the first video. And it just poured the rest of the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then...
How many days did you shoot it over?
It was 2 days.
2 days?
It was pretty...
Yeah.
Pretty. The Curse of Curves video was one day. It was just straight, like, 8 in the morning till, like, 12 at night.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing they end up doing, though, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to consider daylight and budget it and all that stuff. And you get into the nitty-gritty of the management end of things. And it gets all boring, but it has to be looked at, so... That's awesome.